Hey Outdoorsnists, it's another camping video. I am on Forest Road 85, I think, in the off the Kelly Sand Road. My plan had been to go camping where I like to go off the Branch Pond access, but you know, it's Saturday night on Labor Day weekend, and yeah, they were all taken. There's like 5 spots. So my backup plan was to come down this road. This is probably the nicest part of it. It's actually a lot rougher than it looks. And hope I got lucky. And I did. I found this little spot here, as you can see. It's got a little... I might move this. I might just take... maybe I'll leave it here. I don't know. Depends on what I feel like doing. Yeah, it's a nice little spot. It looks like... Doesn't look like it gets a lot of use. So I'm gonna post up here. I think it's about 5 o'clock, so I gotta get to work here. So yeah, the road ends down there. It's not very long. The first spot I came through, that was being taken, and then these spots are not as well maintained as the one over by the Somerset airfield, or even the Branch Pond area. So yeah, it's nice I got a spot. So anyway, let's put the tent up and get ready. Alright, tent set up. What I like about this tent is every time I set it up is like the first time I set it up. I don't know if I mentioned it yet on the channel, but I had a little bit of a mishap with it a couple trips ago. I didn't film any of it. You see the duct tape? Yeah, it snapped on me, and if I hadn't brought the duct tape, I would have been sort of up well, I've been sleeping kind of a lame tent. But I managed to wrap the pole up, and it's serviceable now. I've been thinking about replacing it, but yeah, if it still works, why bother? Yeah, that was annoying because I had to rethread the bungee cord, and it didn't want to go through the broken fiberglass pole anymore, so I had to, luckily I had some like junk fishing line in the truck. I was able to, you know, pull it through with that, but that's a little stiffer. Could get it through. So anyway, I fixed that, and now we've got the truck tent situation. So far water has shed pretty well off that side. Every time I set this thing up, I feel like I did it wrong, but it seems to work just fine. So I'm still debating whether or not I want to move my campfire. It looks like this place doesn't get used at all, so maybe I'll just plop it over there. I do know if it was wetter out here, I'd be cognizant of the rainwater flowing through that way. But it looks like we're going to have a dry night, fingers crossed. So. Alright, next step is I'm going to inflate my air mattress, and then we'll see how I feel about dinner. I brought the usual beef in a pot situation, so I might fire that up, and then I might get a fire going depending what time it is. So, got a bed set up. It's the usual. I don't think you can see in there, but yeah. Ever use these things? I don't know if they work. If they do work, they've got like a 3-foot radius. So, well, no, never mind. I don't know if they work. I don't think they do. I don't know if you're supposed to like turn it on before they find you or how that works. They kind of found me when I got here, so. Anyway, the placebo effect is still in effect, so I'll take it. I think what I'm going to do now is I got some daylight left in me here. I think what I want to do is I want to go down to the end of this road, because when I drove past this place just to see what else was available. And I came to a sign that said barrier, and sure enough there's a barrier. So I want to go down and just look around and try to find out more about this area. I had assumed this went straight past Somerset, but maybe it doesn't. Or maybe it does and you just can't drive that far. So yeah, let's take a little stroll and just see what there is to see, shall we? Alright, so what we got here? Welcome, Jasper Snow Pilots. These trails are maintained by the Jasper Snow Pilots. And like no vehicles other than snowmobiles pass this point. Cool. I feel like, can't smell it, so I don't really know, but it seems like there's like a haze, like a fire. I don't know. Let's walk up this way and see. Smell it. There's the barrier. Go right through. Keeps trucks and such out, it looks like. Yeah, it's probably around 6 o'clock right now, I guess. So I'm probably not going to do much hiking in here today. So we had some wheeled vehicles in through. But let's look around a bit, because I've never been in this part of the woods before. You never know what you're going to find. Okay, I think I've seen this road on a map, and I'm pretty sure it does go pretty far south into the other section of the forest. I'm just going to call it a stop here. Just go all night. Do want to head back to my little camp. I didn't go very far, not even 5 minutes. So anyway, boy, it's nice in here. I mean, there's some litter, but it's kind of to be expected. So I'm gonna head back to my camp, probably hang around there. I do want to check out the back of the camp to see what's up in there. So I'll probably turn this back on when we get there. So yeah, so far very isolated, very quiet. I'm not getting the creeps like I was in the other place. So yeah, I definitely want to come back to this spot probably earlier in the day, maybe with a friend, hang out, forage. Yeah, look at this wood. If you're not familiar with this part of the Green Mountain National Forest, it's goes on pretty far in every direction. So you are definitely in the middle of a forest. So it's pretty great. Alright, I'll head back to the camp. So I've got another case of what I'm calling spot envy. When I first drove in here, there was a guy parked there. I thought he was going to camp there, but he drove out. I was able to turn around there. But yeah, I'm really tempted to take his spot, except I like mine. Mine's kind of cozy, I dare say. And this seems to be the place where you would turn around if you were coming down here. Now, I don't expect a lot of people are going to be driving down this road tonight. But if they do, that's where they're going to turn around. I'd rather it not be in my camp. Like, you know, Woodford that one time. Man, I got to go back there just to see if it still sucks. I hate to, like, condemn a place based on one visit, but with that place, I don't know. This place is the polar opposite of Woodford. There's, like, nobody here. Like, the only litter I saw was back there on the snowmobile trail. Beer cans and things like that. I don't think you're supposed to drink while you drive those machines, but I don't think anyone cares. So, anyway, back to camp. I'll see what time it is, and then decide whether I want dinner or not. Kind of had a late lunch, so. But again, as I've said many times, cooking in the dark sucks. You don't want to do it. So, look at all that. That just goes on, by the way. There isn't like a road over that way or up in there. This is isolated. Kind of why I like the truck camping. Like if things went to hell in a handbasket, I could just drive out of here without much of an issue. Unless something happened to the truck. But I keep it well maintained. So, fingers crossed. Alright, we're back. Alright, dinner tonight's going to be beef chunks and with some hen of the woods. I didn't pick up any broccoli this time. I figured between the hens and the beef I'm fine. So anyway, let's get that in the pot and on the boil. The sun is on its way down. So alright, we got dinner on the boil. It's the usual, like I said, just chunks of meat and some mushrooms this time. Nothing fancy. Just something to get in me, so I don't get too hungry. I almost wonder if it's even worth it most nights. I don't know. I think I get away with the dry food more. What else? What else? I'm trying to use up that cylinder. It's got like very little propane left in it, so I'm hoping to burn that out tonight somehow, either with tea or maybe that. My fire going here. I've taken to buying firewood now. I used to be a purist and say, okay, you gotta scavenge it or whatever. But last time I was at the Kelly stand, I didn't film it. I brought the 2 chunks of that, and I went through the whole thing because I like me a campfire. But it occurred to me, maybe that's the way to go, even in these dispersed places. Because I'm just looking around here, and I did gather some wood to burn just to get it started. But you know, this place hasn't been like. Doesn't have that stripped look that some of the other more frequented campsites have, so I'm thinking maybe I'll, you know, maybe I'm a bought woodman now, I don't know. Obviously we can scavenge if you don't have it, or you need more or whatever, but, yeah. One thing I didn't bring was any kind of chopping wood device, like a machete or a hatchet, nothing like that. Maybe that's another thing I don't need. So. Yeah, I kind of came out here in a rush. I'd been foraging earlier and just had the urge to go camping. I knew there was going to be a nice evening, and I had something to do tomorrow, so I wasn't going to be able to. So had the folks up Saturday, so I didn't have any chance then. So wanted to get as many camps as I can in before the cold weather sets in. There's a mosquito on my camera. Get out of here. There's back. All right, eat the camera, not me. So. Anyway, yeah, it's been a tough couple weeks. I lost a pet, one of my favorite pets ever, Puck the cat. We got him in probably around 2010, I want to say. Here's quite a backstory to him. I was working for the newspaper at the time, and these 2 women from New York had come into Bennington and parked in the Aldi parking lot. Between their 2 cars, they had 88 cats. They were trying to find no-kill shelters for them. Long story short, it was kind of an animal hoarding situation. And we just moved into an apartment that could have cats, and my girlfriend had been thinking about getting one, and you know, that was the opportunity. So she went out and brought him home, and wonderful cat. Everybody has the best cat, but I'm the only one who's correct when he says that. No. He was a small guy. I don't think he ever weighed more than maybe, I don't even know how much he weighed. He was not a big cat. He had his fluff to body ratio was pretty skewed towards fluff. So very mellow cat. You could drape him around your neck, wear him as a hat. He didn't care. He just loved to sit. And he liked food. And he lived a good, I think he was pushing 14. He was at least 12. He was probably more like 13 and change, but he was always kind of behind the 8 ball in his health. We kept him pretty well cared for. He never wanted for a vet or medical or anything like that, so he just kind of dropped one day. He'd been sort of getting a little run down. We thought maybe we'd get him maybe a couple more months at least out of him, or maybe a year. I don't know what we expected, but yeah, between those last round of vet visits, he just kind of dropped. I was away when it happened, so I was not super happy about that, but I'm glad he didn't linger. Some of them, you know, they linger, and you have to give them a little nudge. And I'm glad we didn't have to do that. It's been like a week or 2 now, and it's slowly getting used to life without him around, but it's hard. I can, you know, I can see him, can almost see him every time I go around the apartment. So. Anyway, it was nice to get out here, get away from it. My girlfriend's the opposite way. She likes to sort of be around it and, keep little mementos of him. And I like that too, but there's just, it's good to get away from things when you don't want to be near it. But anyway, I don't know. I guess it's as healthy a grief as you can get. So anyway, here's to Puck the cat. I'll miss him. But anyway, we're camping. This is a good time. I think Puck will be very happy to know that I'm out here camping doing things. He wasn't a huge fan of the outside. He liked to sneak out now and again, but like a lot of indoor cats, they get outside and they they try that for maybe half a day, and if they don't like it, they're back in for a while. So definitely a little house cat. Anyway, but I get 2 more, and then we'll probably adopt another one. We like to go to the shelters and get the shelter cats. So anyway, sad, but it's just part of being alive. So, how was my dinner? That's a happier subject, hopefully. Coming right along. Wish I'd put something else in there besides the mushrooms, but that should be fine. Like I said, I'm not really out here for a fancy feast. So. But anyway, look at the size of this camp. It's not big. I was saying down there that's technically bigger, but bigger isn't always better when it comes to these camp places. Very lonely up here too. Look, it's maybe a couple mile long stretch here, and it's very narrow and rough in some places. Anyway, hopefully I'll have enough battery to kind of film leaving here, because that's sort of interesting too. Sun's going down over there. West. I'm thinking a lot about that big road trip I want to do next year. I don't want to hype it up in my mind too much, because there's a lot that could go wrong where I can't do it, but I'm looking forward to it. It's been one of the things I've been looking forward to since I thought of it in the spring. It's good to have things to look forward to in life instead of just, the weekend or getting up and going to work or whatever. So that big road trip will be mine. Like I said, the Death Road to Florida was sort of a trial run for that. Yeah, that went pretty well. That was a very hotel-heavy experience. Every night was a hotel, but we only had a week, and yeah, that seemed the way to go. So anyway, I'm gonna let my dinner finish. Maybe put another log on that fire. I don't know, and then we'll see where the evening goes. And yeah, I don't think these thermocell things work very well, because there are mosquitoes around me. Maybe there'd be more if it wasn't here. I don't know, but I don't know. The jury's still out on it. Like, it's obviously not keeping all the mosquitoes off me right now, but like, I didn't use any other form of repellent. I've got the fire here, which usually keeps them down. I don't know. I'm not ready to completely say it's trash, but so far it's not like the magic wonder thing that gets rid of them. So we'll see. All right. Dinner looks like it turned out pretty good. Fire's going. I got some tea ready. I've been reading The Swamp by Michael Grunwald. He worked for, I think he worked for the Washington Post, it says. Anyway, it's about seems like a history of the Everglades. I bought it when we were in the Shark Valley Everglades area, so it's been interesting. Reading about the people who sort of helped turn Florida into what it is, for better or worse. Yeah, they really wrecked the Everglades. Like, the first part of it's basically just about this straight up war on the Everglades, specifically the natives that lived there. But also, the land itself. They were obsessed with draining the whole thing and turning it into farmland, because they could make more money off it that way, basically. So. And it was funny, I'm reading about this guy named Flagler, and I remember there was I think a Flagler County down there, so I got a county named after him, but probably a bunch of people in Florida named like that, places named like that. So anyway, I'm gonna let this cool off and then eat it, and then have some tea, and then probably settle in for the night. That might be the video. I don't know what else there really is to film. So maybe me breaking down in the morning. So anyway, yeah, one or two things will happen. I'll either turn the camera back on for some reason, or that's the video. Like and subscribe. Probably going to do some more foraging before the year's out here, and then kind of wondering what we're going to do for winter outdoors innings. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of winter camping. I know people can do it, but doesn't sound like the thing for me. Obviously, not much you can forage in the wintertime, really. Maybe like chaga or black birch or something like that. But winter hiking, maybe. People hike in the wintertime. Maybe could be a thing. Could do some snowshoeing. Could get into some ice fishing. I've been ice fishing maybe once in my life. It wasn't my favorite thing to do. So, but anyway, we will see what the winter brings. So. Alright, how about that? I made it through the night with no events. So that was cool. It was a very dry night. Like usually I'm up and there's like a dew on the outside of the tent or on the inside, and it's gross. None of that tonight, or last night, or this morning, or whatever. So, yeah, one thing I did want to show people. So, the mushroom is the fruiting body of a fungus, of course. And I was moving rocks the other day. I stumbled across this. So you see these white thread-like things? That's the fungus. And then what happens is it gathers into kind of a white clump like that, and I forget the science word for that, but that's what throws up the mushroom, which releases the spores and spreads more fungus. So I thought it was neat. A little silhouette. Cover that up. So, alright, this camera's running low on battery, so I did want to film some of the road as I left, so I'm going to save it for that. Alright, outdoorsness, let's take off. I said it once already, but that's the video. Like and subscribe. And for your viewing pleasure, I guess.